Okay. Sorry I'm late. Somebody stole my bicycle. Somebody stole my bicycle. Today's show brought to you by GhostBed.com and Shieldbox. Take it away, Joshua.
The growing calls across the nation to defund the police.
To end policing as we know it.
Off the charts violence in New York City. 11 people shot in just 8 hours on Sunday.
This is about the police officers who every single day put on that uniform and they run towards danger when we run away from it.
Guns up. Giddy up. It's Friday. Yes, indeed, it's Friday. We got a banger of a show for you guys today. We've got real cops stealing, larcenifying bicycles. This is tough. This is tough to do a show dressed like this. For those of you who are just our audio listeners, 99.9% of you are. Yes, I am wearing a child's bicycle helmet and some kind of tight bicycle attire just to get in the spirit of today's big case breakdown. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, Josh. This was your idea and I'm just making it happen. So let the reels, let the screenshots, let the memes, like just put me big screen for a minute. Take it all in. Little Lance Armstrong. I don't know. How do bicycles do it? Like, I don't know. But anyway, welcome to Failure to Stop's big case breakdown. Yeah, been a hell of a week. Lots going on. Lots of things. The Helene documentary just released. Not the documentary. I'm sorry. The trailer to the documentary just released. So please head over to Helene, Ignoring the Red Tape. If you put that in on the YouTubes, you can watch the trailer for yourself. Want to get as many views on that as we can. And then if you want to go to PHOS Studios /Helene, you can see where to donate. We've picked 3 nonprofits, non-government organizations that we've personally worked with alongside of, and we trust them. And so you can donate to them or not, or you can donate to anybody else you want to donate to that's working over in Western North Carolina. But our thoughts and prayers continue to go out to Western North Carolina. Also, our thoughts and prayers go out to Jay Durrell, our very own, went on a cruise. No good cruise goes unpunished. He ended up with some serious infection. This was before Thanksgiving. He's still in a Miami hospital. Has not even made it back to North Carolina yet. And I'm not sure that they know what's wrong with him or they don't know. So seriously, keep Jay Durrell, JD White, the comedian that we roll with and do our Monday shows with, Society and Culture News on FAWKES News. Just keep him in your prayers. Also, with that, FAWKES News is new on YouTube. So for those of you Failure to Stoppers that came here originally for our case breakdowns, and then I started doing news segments throughout the week, we're trying to move Failure to Stop back to just law enforcement and first responder content. And all of the other news and everything else that we do is on FAWKES, Fox, as in Guy Fawkes News on YouTube. Check this out. Last but not least, and then we're going to jump into the case today. If every single one of you that watch this show, that listen to this show, left a 5-star rating and review, we 100% will make it back onto the charts. So if you would, please go and leave a 5-star rating and review if you haven't already done so. And also do the same thing on Fox. Make sure you hit the automatic downloads, FAWKES, so we can grow both those channels. Coming into the book season right after Christmas, we're going to have to be pushing really hard. We're all going to have to work together on it. That's what we're going to have to do. All of you wolf packers out there, I'm going to need your help. Pushing all this. So we're going to have a really good 2025. We just got to make it through 2024. Now we've got earthquakes. Now we've got news updates on what cities are most likely to get hit by nuclear bomb. I can't believe that made headline news. And we'll talk about that on Fox News podcast channel and YouTube channel after today's show. If you're not down with The Bar is Open with Beth and Greg, make sure you get down on that. Is a new show with us on the network. We love Beth and Greg, so head over there, doing a lot of things with them in the coming future. And then hit up Two Cops, One Donut Shop podcast, everybody else that's out there. Let's jump into today's big case breakdown. We've got real cops tonight reacting to an officer coming. I said tonight as if the show's not live and it's not 11 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast. I apologize. It is not nighttime. It is morning. And the show's indeed live. Let me prove it to you. We got in the chats. Folk around and find out. Will Cray, Felony Melanie says, hey guys, Tansey, nice helmet. LOL. Felony, J. Durrell, get well soon. We really appreciate that. Will Cray says, memes will be made. I expect nothing less. Nightkin says, special needs Tansey. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Why did I do that? That was, I don't know.
The helmet
made me do it. Nah, I feel like I'm my kids. That's what my kids do all the time. And they're definitely special. So, Kiefer's up in the chats from One More and I'm Out of Here podcast, and also our sports show on Fox. So what's up, guys? Time is a social construct, M says. It is. All right, let's jump into today's case. I think we've got some body cam. First of all, let me read you what the definition of larceny is before we get started. In the United States, as it pertains to U.S. law, a larceny is the unlawful taking of another person's property with the intent to permanently, emphasis on permanently, deprive the owner of it. So if I walk by your desk and I grab your pen and I take it back to my desk and I write some checks and then I return it to your desk, is that larceny?
By definition, no.
By definition, no. So I'll let you be the judge of today's case. Is it larceny if you are chasing a suspect and you snatch a bike out of somebody's garage and then you chase said suspect down the street on that bicycle? Is it larceny if you intend to give it back? I'll let you guys be the judge and the grand jury. Let me know up in the chats. Somebody says, Skibbity, Ohio. Riz. That's what I'm all about today is Riz. I am the Rizzler today in this outfit. Let's go ahead and play. All right, let's play this. Let's play this beautiful bean footage here.
You want me to read the news article first? Because the footage that we have is it's only like 41 seconds long. So police officers don't always need fast cars to catch criminals. This is coming us from the Denver Gazette. Sage Kelly's who wrote this. A Lone Tree police officer helped catch a suspect using a children's bike throughout the display of a quick thinking skills last weekend, according to a press release from the city of Lone Tree. Lone Tree police officer Jacob Tarr was attempting to apprehend a suspect who allegedly had just committed a felony theft on November 23rd, 4:30 p.m. when the suspect took off running, according to the press release. Tarr gave a chase on foot, and the suspect jumped multiple fences, snagged a nearby kid's motorized scooter. The suspect could then be seen fleeing down the neighborhood street on the scooter, according to the security cam footage. The officer did not give up, though, commandeering a children's bicycle and taking off down the street, asking neighbors if they'd seen the man passing on the scooter. Tarr dashed down the street on the small green bicycle, eventually catching up with the suspect, who had been stopped by another Lone Tree police officer in a police vehicle. The suspect was arrested on suspicion of theft and was determined that he had 3 outstanding warrants, one of which was for armed robbery in Adams County. The suspect was booked into the Douglas County Justice Center, according to the press release. When you're a police officer, you're on a mission to protect citizens. Nothing is going to stand in your way. Even if your squad car is not near and your suspect is speeding away on a scooter, the city said in a release. The suspect may have had a scooter, but Officer Tarr had determination and a kid's bike. Let's go. You ready? Oh, you're muted. You muted yourself. Oh,
let's do it. I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. Here we go.
Police officer using a rather.
Here we go. This is the body cam footage. So, for those of you watching, he's jumping a fence. He is commandeering the bike. He's riding the bike. He's asking people, neighbors, why.
Hang on, I'm gonna pause it. Okay, I'll push play again. No, don't do that. It's just it's freezing up.
We were gonna cut you, were we? Huh?
No.
It's
sorry.
very short. Yeah,
it's just for some reason StreamYard's not playing it right now.
We've been having issues with it.
It's skipping.
So what had happened was he fled on foot from the store, and as soon as he started fleeing on foot, he threw he was shoplifting, threw the clothes he had up in his hand in the air, kept fleeing on foot, jumping a bunch of fences, and the body camera, the entire one has not been released. So what's been released is about 30 or 40 seconds, and it's just of the officer jumping some fences, running on foot, jumping some more fences, and then he sees the bicycle, he grabs the bicycle, chases the guy down on the bicycle. He sees some neighbors, asks the neighbors, like, hey, did you see a guy on a scooter? What direction did he go? And then at the end of it, another police officer has caught up with him, and he has him on the ground. Do you want to try the news, see if that one will play?
No, hold on. I'll play it again. Hold on one second. I'm just letting it catch up, maybe.
On a scooter.
Oh, doesn't even do that. So
yeah, we've been having issues with StreamYard recently with our
only
uploads.
when you do it. I don't know if your computer is just like, if I screen grab something, it works every time. I don't know if it's your internet or my internet. I have to start screen grabbing them, but I'll do it. I will say this. I've done this before.
That's the question that I had, because some people will ask, is it legal to take the bike and stuff? That's not the question I had.
I didn't steal the bike, though. I did not steal the bike. I had a suspect take off on me, and I was chasing after him, and I got down the ditch to a greenway, and there was a person down on the greenway, and I said, can I use your bike? And they were like, yeah. And I rode my bike all the way around the other side of this bend, because the guy was going through the woods and he was going to go up, and it comes up around the other side. And so I actually got around, but he had stuck. He like figured out I wasn't chasing him anymore. And then he hunkered down in the woods right there. We ended up getting him with a canine, but I did not steal. I didn't steal the bike. I said, can I use that bike? But I did feel extremely silly in my full uniform, like trying to pedal down the greenway to do it. I have no problem with it. Here's what I have a problem with. The cop throws the bicycle down when he catches the criminal. And I'm like, bro, come on, dude. Like, I cringe when my kids do that to their bike. So if somebody else does that to their bike, I'll get really mad. Like, dude, is that your bike? That's not your bike. Why would you slam somebody else's bike down? But anyway, super funny case. I love it. I think, listen, at the end of the day, when your adrenaline's pumping, it is a cat and mouse game. And that's why being a cop is one of the funnest, most fun jobs on the planet. It's for shit like this, man. It literally is, cats. It's what is it? Cops and robbers. When you play as a kid, I mean, sometimes the job really, I know it's more serious than that. And I'm not trying to downplay it. I know somebody's going to be like, oh, foot chases are nothing to laugh at, Eric. People get hurt, break ankles, get hit by cars, get shot, stabbed. I mean, it's a serious. Yeah, you're right. 100% you're right. But I don't know. As a cop, especially when I was a young cop, getting in a foot chase was the thrill of a lifetime. And if we were in a foot chase once a week, twice a week, that's a good week's worth of work, if not every shift. It's a lot of fun to get in foot chases. And, as you become an older cop, or more mature cop, I should say, you get in less foot chases because you are able to pick up the indicators that people are about to run, and you have ways of stopping them before they even get started. But when you're a young cop, you open your door too fast, you roll up on somebody too fast, or you take kind of the long way around your car when you're getting out of it, and et cetera, and it makes people run. And you pick up on those things. You're like, all right, well, if I pull into this mini mart on this suspected theft call and I'm roaring my engine through the parking lot, that person's going to be like, yeah, I'm out. But if you're just kind of creeping, it might buy you some time where they're like, what's that cop doing? And if you start your conversation with, hey, bud, what's going on, man? Let me talk to you real quick. Hold on. Like, don't even think about running. You got to talk people out of running. I think a lot of times when you call people out before they start running, that's a good tactic to use. Like, hey, man, stop. I see you looking where you're going to run. It's not worth it. This is a misdemeanor at best. You're going to get yourself in a whole lot more trouble if you're thinking about taking off. And plus, I promise you, I will catch you. A lot of times they'll be like, man, and I'll be like, sit down. It's done. Let's get this thing going. We'll talk about misdemeanors here. They typically sit down. You had any experience with that?
We had, I had a rookie with me when I was an FTO, and I was driving, or no, I wasn't driving. My rookie was driving that day, and it's the middle of the night, and we were patrolling this area, and it just so happened we had a bunch of car break-ins in that area. And I say break-ins, it was just people checking doors and getting into unlocked cars at night. They weren't really breaking in, but by the law, it's breaking and entering. But so we were just kind of patrolling the area. Well, we see this tall, skinny dude just booking it. Like he is in a full-on sprint as soon as he sees us. So we're like, all right, something's going on. We're obviously going to start chasing. So we get out of the car. I get out of the car and I start chasing him on foot. My buddy Paul starts driving around in the car, and I'm yelling at him, dude. I'm like, man, stop. Don't, you're just going to get up tired. Just stop. Whatever it is, stop. So we finally get to him. And when we start like putting him in handcuffs and stuff, I was there. My buddy Paul finally gets out. He catches up to him. Paul catches up to him first. I'm gassed. I'm winded. So we get him in handcuffs. Comes to find out this kid was one of the guys that was on duty. So guys if you're never in the military, you don't understand that on the barracks and on base, they have a duty NCO or duty officer, and they'll have junior people that are with them to help if somebody gets in trouble and help clean, and they do errands and clean the barracks and do stuff overnight. Well, they don't have them all on at all times. So they take turns. There's someone standing guard or standing on duty, and then you'll have 2 or 3 people sleeping. Well, this guy slept through his alarm, and the other person was supposed to be relieved, and he was like an hour or so late. So he was running to relieve this guy. There was actually no crime, nothing whatsoever. But we end up catching this guy. Turns out to be nothing. And the guy was kind of shit talking me. And I was like, how old are you? He's like, I'm 19 years old. I'm like, so when did you go to basic training? He's like, well, I just got out of basic training. I'm like, you let an way older, out of shape me, because I'm not some PT stuff. I can hold my own, but I'm not a PT god. I'm not anything special.
Well, that was always my favorite, is like when you catch somebody and they talk shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like I'm like, I did catch you. Like, you realize I did catch you. So anyway, this isn't the first time this happened. I bet you there are tons of cop stories out there where cops have taken somebody's bicycle and chased it out. Listen, if you want to tell me that story, you can do it anonymously. Send me a DM. Tell me your story. I want to compile a couple of these stories together and put them on our social media. So go to Failure to Stop on Instagrammies or on Facebook and leave a DM of the time that you took somebody something. Maybe you borrowed a car. That would be pretty extreme, but I wonder if it's happened. Maybe you've commandeered somebody's bike, somebody's scooter. What have you commandeered or what have you done creatively to catch a suspect? Now, one of my favorites that I used to do quite often was I would bark. So if I was chasing somebody and they were ahead of me, especially, I don't know, if they weren't turning their heads to look back, I would start barking as loud as I could. And 9 times out of 10, they would just lay out like they're diving into home plate. And they would be like, don't let the dog go. Don't let the dog go. I give up. Which is always really funny. So that was one of my creative tactics that I like to use. Other than that, I don't know if I've ever commandeered anything else. Not a car. I have jumped on the back of a fire truck and asked them to take me up the street. But that was because there was like multiple scenes. I didn't want to walk, but I don't know if that one even counts because that's not really a foot chase. But no, I've had some really, really fun foot chases, and maybe in this story, maybe in this episode, I'll tell you another Tansey story of chasing somebody down. All right, what do we got? We got another story of somebody else commandeering a bike. Let's go to this one and see if it'll play.
So when we started looking at this, the question Eric had was the legality about this. Question I had was, how many times has this happened before? Because this is what's all over the news right now, is this guy and this body camera. Well, this is not the first, second, third, fourth. This isn't a rare occurrence at all. But the first one that's ever happened in the history of Australia, I have that one.
Wait, hold on. Before you jump into this really fast, our resident firefighter in the chat says, because he wanted to be a firefighter. Tell me a cool story that when you commandeered a bicycle to go put out a fire or something that you did. No, you don't have any, because your job is actually boring and it sucks. And you get woken up at all hours of the day to go deal with petty bullshit, car accidents, cats stuck up in a tree, and also so sorry that you don't have any cool chasing somebody down the street on a bicycle story. No, never once was I like, damn, I wish I was a firefighter, except for the amount of poo swab that you guys pull in those little get-ups that you have, those little backwards plastic hats. I don't know why chicks like it so much, but I think they're ridiculous. I don't even know what the purpose of those stupid things are. Maybe it's tradition. Maybe there's a purpose. I don't know. But I don't know why women are attracted to you, but that's the only thing I might be jealous. And you guys kind of get to have a cookout and a sleepover every night. That's kind of cool. But as far as like cool dramatic stories or like action-packed stories, no, I don't envy firefighters' stories at all. Rant over. Now go kill yourself. Oh, hey, can somebody tell me why they have hats like that in the live chats? Why are the helmets backwards? Is there a reason for that? Can you Google it for me, fact checker?
Without Googling, I think it's so when stuff falls down on them that like it doesn't fall on their neck and doesn't fall down on their shoulders or fall down into their head.
Oh, that does make sense. Because they couldn't put a flap back there, you know?
So water doesn't go back down the back of the neck. And then Google says,
okay. All right.
To protect firefighters from falling objects, debris, and hot water firing embers.
Well, I get that. I understand that the helmet protects you from being hit with debris, but why? Like, I mean,
why not have the trooper
skateboarders wear helmets? You know, military guys wear helmets. But now I get it. The water part makes sense. The water part really makes sense. So now I learned something.
But if you want to have a hat protect you from water, why do you want it only on one side? Why would you not have the hat protect everything?
Well, then I don't know.
Could they not?
Maybe you don't have peripheral vision.
A super trooper fire hat? Is that a thing?
Ooh, like a campaign hat for firefighters. Man, that'd be cool.
We just started a thing.
That guy Ryan 89 says it's really so that their boyfriend has something to pull on. Oh, and he says it's because your head's normally tilted back. So it's all making sense. All right. I like it. He says absolutely not. Yeah. All right. I think they should wear like a sombrero. That would be cool. That would be cool.
Sombrero.
Like a firefighter. Because then they could collect water in the sombrero and then dump it out on fire too. So it's like you're collecting the water. You're not just wasting it. You know what I mean? Like you're being resourceful.
Then you can help the environment. You're green people.
Yeah, I like it.
And then
I like the sombrero.
Nachos in it afterwards.
Can we make a firefighter sombrero at least for Cinco de Mayo? That would be really cool. All right, let's go into this one. All right, before we go into this next story, guys, it's Christmas time. 'Tis the season to be jolly. If you're not getting your little kid a bicycle only to have it stolen by a cop, you could get them a ghost bed at ghostbed.com/Wolfpack. Give them the gift that keeps on giving and giving and giving. No, I'm not talking about STDs. I'm talking about the gift of a good night's sleep. Right now, GhostBed is offering 40% off across the board, and sometimes up to 50% off on the website to other things like GhostBed pillows, cooling sheets, all the accoutrements that go with the beds. Don't forget, if you're going to get a bed, get them the adjustable base to go with it. This thing can launch all the way up into like a sofa so that you can watch this show on YouTube if you wanted to watch a podcast. Still think it's weird that people watch podcasts, but it happens. We've got people in a live chat right now. So if you launch this thing into the seated position, you can do that. You can like go back. You could do all sorts of weird kinky things on it too. You know what I'm saying? If you can't afford the ghost bed, you can do the payment plan, and you can do 0% down, 0% financing. And that's if you have firefighter credit. If you have cop that can't afford his own bicycle credit, you might be able to afford a ghost bed. But you can definitely afford the ghost bed pillows. Now, these are the best pillows on the face of the earth. They're not normal pillows. These are lifelong pillows. These are pillows you buy once, cry multiple times afterwards from happiness, happy tears. Every time I get on my ghost bed pillow, I travel with I cannot go anywhere. I cannot sleep without my ghost bed pillow. Unfortunately, I have to be able to sleep without my ghost bed because we travel so much. Probably be on the road this weekend, but I do not go anywhere. Will Cray can attest to this. He's seen it live. He's seen my ghost bed. I've taken it. I stay intense with it. I go wherever I go, my ghost bed pillow goes. I have many of them. I love them. I love them. They are incredible. They have the ghost ice cover, the inner mesh cover. They have phase change materials, so big giant support core. Like I'm telling you, these are hefty duty, beefy pillows. Yes, they're $83 right now on sale, but I mean, I'm telling you, it's like, remember back in the day when nobody used Egyptian cotton sheets because Egyptian cotton sheets were like $800, $400, $500, but you would try to tell people like for Christmas, if you got somebody a pair of Egyptian cotton sheets, it would change their lives forever. My in-laws, when I was dating my wife, this was 15 years ago, I wanted to impress them, and I bought a $250 pair of like 800 thread count or 8,000 thread count, whatever thread count Egyptian cotton sheets they were back then. Egyptian cotton sheets are a lot cheaper now, but back then they were like flat screen TVs. Like even a small one was like $1,000. But anyway, I bought them these sheets and they were like, oh, cool, Eric, sheets. And I had like got my wife, girlfriend at the time, to tell me what color sheets like their parents preferred. I went and found that exact color, got the Egyptian cotton sheets, threw them down on their bed, and they opened it and they were just kind of like, oh, cool, Eric. And I was like, they're Egyptian cotton. And they're like, oh, huh, what's Egyptian cotton? I was like, oh, it's just like really comfortable sheets. Well, like a week, maybe 2 weeks later, I'm at the cigar bar with her dad, and he was like, hey, I just wanted to thank you personally for those sheets. At first, I didn't quite get it. Like, why is this kid getting me sheets? But man, those are like next level. They really are next level. They're worth every penny. I can't sleep on sheets. Now I use the ghost bed, everything. But I'm telling you, once you buy that pillow, you don't go back. My wife, obsessed. When 5 children, she used to buy those like big, long pregnancy pillows. She switched out for ghost bed pillows. We just bought 2 additional ghost bed pillows, and she'd shove those things between her legs. Yeah, I said it, and I meant it. She put the pillow between her knees so that she could be comfortable at night. Don't kink shame my wife. She doesn't deserve that. Head over to ghostbed.com/Wolfpack. Last but not least, we have Shieldbox. They're right behind me. Shieldbox is a monthly subscription of a lot of cool stuff that you can either rebuild the kit that you have, or just maybe build one for your first time. These are a great gift for any law enforcement officer. You're going to get all the things that your department gives you the cheapest shit. They give you the best shit on a monthly basis subscription. It's $55 a month for the small subscription. You're going to get badass handcuffs. You're going to get badass handcuff keys. You're going to get key rings. You're going to get hats. You're going to get sunglasses. You're going to get knives. They've got brands like Spartanware, Wiley X, SOG, 511, Smith & Wesson, Safariland, radio pouches, holsters. Also, it's like Christmas every month. You're going to open this box up and you're going to get over $100 worth of cool shit in a box that was only $50. And you might do. I got a breaching ball, which is like a mace style ball that you can put on the end of your baton and smash a window with it. Really, really cool stuff. Maybe you're just getting into like security guard. Maybe you're working church security. They have all sorts of stuff. They even have medical stuff, tourniquets, all things to kind of get your kit going. This last package that I got has a little earpiece, the inner earpiece that connects to your radio, but it's like the super new duper cool ones. It goes all the way. Yeah. Really, really, really cool. Really thin, really durable, which those things are clutch in a foot pursuit, because when you have that bouncing mic that's like, you know, like, and you're trying to listen onto that when it's like right in your ear while you're running, you can hear perfectly clear. It's really great. So Will Craig joining the 27-month club in our chats. Folk around and find out it's at 26. Boy, everybody's at 27. 30 months for Hydro Man Blue. How did you guys, is that just popping up? I didn't. That's interesting.
So we have when you
30 months for Nightkin. By the way, Nightkin sent my children another Christmas package. Sorry, Josh, to cut you off. Nightkin sent all the chocolates and the Swedish accoutrements for my children. I freaking love the ginger snaps that come in that package, Nightkin. Absolutely 100% love them. Okay, what's up, Josh? Are we gonna do this next one or whatever?
Yeah. So when I started searching, I wanted to see. I asked if this happened before. and I couldn't find a bunch of examples in the United States, but I found quite a few international examples. The first one comes to us from Australia. Police officer commandeers e-scooter to catch an alleged thief. This is February of this year. A police officer in Western Australia commandeered an e-scooter to pursue an alleged thief, and the first arrest of its kind in the state. The incident happened after a woman at her home in Perth, suburb of Swan River, reported a man allegedly going through her car before he approached the property. The police body cam video released today shows the response by the officers and the pursuit by the man allegedly fleeing the arrest. One officer requisitioned a e-scooter belonging to a member of the public during the chase. Quote, "We believe this is the first instance in Western Australia of an officer commandeering a civilian's e-scooter to arrest a suspect attempting to flee," the police force said. The 40-year-old male was charged with 1 count of stealing and 2 counts of breach of bail.
Now, do you get to I don't know, for me, when I commandeered the bicycle to catch my suspect, I could not stop going. Is that me or is that everybody? I mean, is that per policy? Like, is there a policy that says if you commandeer a bicycle in your cop uniform, at some point you have to ring the bell if there is one, but you have to go for a lot of these kids are like, what the hell is he talking about? That is a Wizard of Oz reference. I'll get you, my little pretty, and your little dog too. Or is it your stupid dog too? I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. So it's happened in Australia. Has it happened anywhere else?
We have 2 from UK. So do you want me to we'll try with the camera, the body footage again?
Yeah,
see if
we'll
it'll roll out.
See if
We'll
it'll
try.
roll.
All right. Let's see if we got it.
Motherfucker. I thought it was
Let me borrow your bike. Let me borrow your bike. Thank you.
So there's a person with a bike, and he walks up to him and asks him, "Hey, can I borrow your bike?" And he gets into a chase.
He's going across Beckett's Park towards Bedford Road. He's going left. Vicky Prom towards Morrison's. I'm on a bike. I'm in pursuit.
So they end up catching the guy.
I'm going to get this back to its owner. I've just grabbed it off a member of the pub. Mate, I caught him. Wouldn't have caught him without your help.
Thank you so much.
Then he brings it back to the guy,
Cheers.
dabs him up, pat on the back. All good news.
Dude, wait, I just want to play it for the audio listeners one more time. Play that one again. I just want to hear the audio. I don't care that the video is not working all that great.
All right.
I just want to hear it because I thought that was so UK. It's ridiculous. Where he's like,
Ow! Got him detained. That's fine. Arms behind your back. Arms behind your back now. I'm going to get this back to its owner. I've just grabbed it off a member of the public. Okay, sound man.
I just dropped it off a member of the public.
Caught him. Wouldn't have caught him without your help.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate that. All right. Cheers.
Oh,
So
damn,
that
the UK
one,
is so cool. By the
that
way, the
one
definition of theft in the UK, because they don't call it larceny or grand larceny, theft in the UK is defined as the dishonest act of taking someone else's property with the intent to permanently deprive them of it. So there you go. It's pretty much the same. They just have to be different.
that word
They got
permanent
rid of
again.
grand larceny. What's that?
There's that word permanent again. So this one was a UK shows police footage commandeering a civilian's bike in order to track down a drug dealer that was in possession of a stash of drugs disguised as candy. The scene unfolded on August 23rd in Northampton after police received a call from a member of the public that said the man, later identified as Scene Poser, 28, had carried out a drug deal. Police constables jumped into action and pursued him from the vehicle, as the video shows. He then began riding on a bike and ducked into Becker's Park, forcing the cop to hop out of his vehicle and pursue the suspect on foot. Marks then spotted a civilian on his own mountain bike and asked to commandeer it. "Can we borrow your bike? Can we borrow your bike?" I can't do a very British accent. The video shows
Can I borrow
the
your
man-
bike, mate?
There we go. The video shows the cop hustling up the mountain bike through the peak of the city streets until he catches up to the suspect and tackling him. And this is the suspect for this fun one. So I have body camera footage for a third. Well, this actually be the fourth one. This one is also out of UK. This one was people were standing on the side of the street and they kind of seen this going down and they started recording it and they put it up on TikTok. So they are taking the bikes from people, from citizens.
Why?
Well, they're chasing somebody,
A stolen bottle of Hennessy. That's hilarious.
That's what the TikTok video would like you to believe. However, I've been able to figure out where this one came down from too. Police chased a beat bodies on.
No, hold on. Let me read it. Let me read the headline. Man chased by beat bobbies on commandeered bikes is wanted for recall to prison. Reveal police who rewarded bystanders who's handed over their cycles for low-speed pursuit with a ride in a marketed patrol car.
There was a clip shared to Twitter that captured the British police in the pursuit of a man cycling away with a stolen bottle of Hennessy, is what the video showed. But police have since told the Mail online that they were actually trying to stop a man identified as being wanted on a recall to prison who had failed to stop for police and was still at large. The footage showed how members of the public lent police their bikes in order to speed up the chase down the river path on Monday. Police have since thanked the helpful bystanders who rewarded them with a front seat ride in a marked patrol car. I thought that was funny. The bad guy gets a ride in the back of a marked patrol car. And the good guys get a ride in the front of a marked patrol car.
So they basically traded. You let us ride your bike. They should have let them drive the police car. That would have been fair. I would have been like, you took my bike and rode my bike. Now I get to take your cop car and drive your cop car. That's fair. Because you didn't ride bitch. Like you didn't say, let me get on the handlebars. You know what I'm saying? Like you got in the driver's side of my bicycle. I should be able to get in the driver's side of your cop car. Ooh.
Should.
Ooh. There we go. I hear an echo. Which is weird.
It's the helmet. It's going in the front, it's bouncing around, it's coming out the back.
Hydrovid Blue says the last clip reminded me of the movie Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz is a great movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. But it was
speaking of, while you were doing your ad reads, I don't want to let this go. I found this.
Oh,
a firefighter.
That's sick.
Sombrero. It actually exists. So Keith, I need your address. We're gonna send you 50 of these.
Yeah, we're gonna have to send those, and then we're gonna need some pictures of you guys wearing those.
That's the Fox Media 2025 calendar.
All right, next we should do a 2025 calendar. It's probably too soon, probably too late to do that. We need to remember that for next year. All right, let me get you the Daniel Penny case updates here. So today we left kind of open because we thought the jury would have deliberated on this already. But as of 22 minutes ago, while we were doing this show, this is coming from New York News 4. Jury in Daniel Penny trial says it's deadlocked on manslaughter charge. A jury has sent a note saying it cannot reach a unanimous decision on the manslaughter charge in the trial of Daniel Penny, the former Marine accused of killing Subway performer Jordan Neely with a chokehold in May of 2023. The development came as deliberations stretched into the fourth day, Friday. The jury is not permitted to consider the second count, criminally negligent homicide, until it has reached a unanimous decision on the manslaughter count. It wasn't immediately clear if the judge would send the jury back to try again to decide the manslaughter charge. Penny has pleaded not guilty to both charges. Now let me ask you this. What happens if they don't get a unanimous listen to this. Hang on. In part of the testimony, jurors reheard Wednesday, city medical examiner Dr. Cynthia Harris said that Neely's autopsy, the bystanders video, and investigative finding gave her all the information she needed. No, quote, no toxicological results was going to change my opinion, she said, even if they showed enough fentanyl to put down an elephant. A pathologist hired by the defense testified that Neely died from a mix of schizophrenia, K2 use, a genetic condition, and a struggle with Penny. Witnesses said that Neely, we know what happened, but so she's saying that it doesn't matter if he had a fentanyl overdose or not. She doesn't like Daniel Penny, and it's
bias. Just go ahead and say bias. You're going to make a decision about a case before you have all of the evidence presented to you. That's bias. You are literally trying to make evidence fit your narrative. You're not following the evidence. You're following a narrative. If all of the evidence presented shows that There's no physical evidence. There's no bruising around his neck. That's one of the other things that came out in testimony that kind of shocked me. And I don't have all of this in front of me. So if I say a little thing, give me some leeway here. But in the report, it came out that there was no physical evidence of strangulation. There was no physical evidence around the neck. There was no bruising. The particulates that happen in your eye when you start to lose consciousness and you lose oxygen to the brain, the things that normally would happen, the results that you would have from choking someone out weren't there. So the physical evidence is there. It presents itself as I'm literally just holding him down. Let's see what the toxicology report says. Oh, even if he has enough toxicology, enough fentanyl in the system to put down a bear, if he's just laying there. If they
she said an elephant,
it don't matter. If they were just laying there, big spoon, little spoon, it made no difference. She was already had her decision. So that tells me that they are trying to just rail this guy. Also, this judge, have you heard about the funness of this judge's past? This judge decreased the sentence, decreased the punishment on someone who was convicted of murder. Now, this is an unintentional homicide. Like there wasn't like Daniel Penny woke up that morning. He's like, hey, I'm going to go choke somebody out. It wasn't that the case. This case was, hey, I woke up and I'm going to take my knife and rob someone at knife point and then in the struggle kill somebody. There was intent. There was a crime committed with intent and crime. So she decreased the punishment because the guy that committed the crime was black. Because it's a form of racial justice. Let me ask the victim what they think. Sorry, they can't comment because they're buried underneath the ground.
Yeah,
she decreased. So you have a judge that wants to decrease sentencing because of someone's skin color, which how are we going to have rules for thee but not for thee? How are we going to say there's two forms of justice system here? And then you have a medical examiner just saying, I've already determined the cause of death before I've even touched the body. Before I've even seen anything in person, I seen a cell phone video, and that's all I needed to see. You think that this guy is going to have a fair trial at all? Not only that, the deceased father, who had nothing to do with this guy his entire life. After his mother was killed, this guy had nothing to do with this guy. It had nothing to do with him being a drug addict, being homeless, dealing with all the stuff that he was doing all down on the subway system. Has nothing to do with this guy his entire life until he's dead and he sees there's a paycheck there. And let's sue. We're going to sue. So the dad of the deceased has filed a suit against Daniel Penny, a civil suit against him.
Dude, there's no way. I mean, what would be awesome is this would not be awesome, but maybe it would be. Daniel Penny gets found guilty. Trump gets in, pardons him. Boom.
That's where you pardon. That's who you need to pardon. And yeah, I don't want to get too far in the pardons because there was more that came out with that this week that they want to preemptively pardon some of these other people. That means that they know that what they've done the last couple of years has been completely criminal. So that's what you know that's going on right now is completely criminal. But you know that what we've been saying, but I don't want to get too far deep there. Yeah, Daniel Penny, I don't know. If he's found guilty, how do you walk in New York? How do you get on the subway?
He's from Texas anyway, so who cares the fuck? I would just get the fuck out of I would get the fuck out of New York anyway.
Exactly. So if you are in New York, like at some point there's going to be, this is what happened. You get what you asked for. We've been telling you, hey, don't go into that bear's cage. The bear's there. You might get slashed by a bear. And if you get slashed by a bear, I don't want to hear anything. I will come. I'll put a Band-Aid on you. But I'm going to talk shit the entire time. I'm just letting you know. If the stove is hot and you burn your hand, I've got burn ointment ready. But also, I'm going to drag you through the dirt. So next time, and anybody else that comes through is like, hey, that hot stove is hot. When you are having someone attack other people in a subway and someone defends themselves, that's not murder. That's self-defense. When you have a judge that's going to decrease things based on someone's race, that's bias. When you have a medical examiner that says, I'm going to find the determination of death before I even see physical evidence, that's bias. How do you think that you're going to have a fair business? How do you think you're going to have a fair, taxes? Are you going to have a fair anything in New York? It's ridiculous what's going on there. We went to New York. I've only been in New York one time in my entire life. once, and it was last year. For one day, we were there for less than 24 hours. I got up, we went to New York in the morning, left in the afternoon. That's all I have needed to see of New York my entire life. A year ago, it was bad. It's only going to get worse. They have criminalized everything. Anytime the police try to do anything, they're going to take them and throw the police in jail. So the only people that they want walking around New York City streets are literally criminals.
Yeah, we're going to get on to New York's Finest Unfiltered as soon as this case closes. Again, we thought it was going to be today, but it's not. Now, I think this is interesting that during the police testimony, they delivered Narcan before CPR because that this was like, in their minds, it was apparent to them that this was a drug related and not a choke related. Now, listen, I train BJJ multiple days a week, literally trying to choke each other out for 5 minutes, and I'll roll 7 rounds. That's 35 minutes of people trying to choke me out, and it doesn't kill you. Like, it takes a lot to kill you. I've literally choked people unconscious several times in my gym. No, that's not true. I've only choked somebody unconscious once in my gym. But I've seen, how about that? I've seen multiple people be choked completely unconscious in my gym. They're out for 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds. They flop around like a little dying fish for a second, and you bring them back, and then they're good to go. So, I mean, on this is like super. We've covered this case in depth and in detail. We'll probably cover it again when the Daniel Penny stuff, when the verdict arises. But right now, we're looking at a possible hung jury here. I don't know what happens with a hung jury.
Well, and then this case made national news. So the media and the district attorneys want to charge, and they want to politicize this case. If you look at other cases, and not just New York, but other cases around the country where the media has been all over the police, why didn't the police render aid? Why didn't the police do this? Why didn't the police do this? They shot him. Why didn't they go up there and put Band-Aids on him? They shot him. Why weren't they doing CPR? He fell. Why didn't they render aid? They testified in this case that this guy was so disgustingly gross that they didn't want to touch him to render first aid. So, of course, if we go back to that case, and he got on that train saying that somebody was going to die today. I mean, there was a lot to that case. I don't understand like how this is even a hung jury. I don't know how he's guilty of anything. But let me read this from Fox 5 New York. It says, what happens in a hung jury? A hung jury happens when jurors can't agree on a verdict, which could lead to a retrial. In the meantime, Neely's father, Andre Zachary, filed a civil suit against Penny, accusing him of negligence and assault. Penny's legal team called the timing of the lawsuit unfortunate while waiting for a verdict. Penny has pleaded not guilty to manslaughter. The jury will continue deliberating Friday, but there's no clear timeline for a verdict. I don't see them. I think the only reason this is a hung jury is just because you have some reversed racism going on. Matter of fact, my mom, I can't say it. When my mom is not on grand jury anymore, I'll tell you some stories. But first of all, we do have a meme before we get out of here. Somebody has already posted this. Somebody's already made this. Yeah. New profile picture.
Damn it. Damn it.
I don't know. Did you see my buddies memed me the other day, and I made it my profile picture on Facebook.
I'll have to go and check it out.
I don't know if you can call it reverse blackface. You know the giant black guy that's sitting on the side of the bed with the giant hog just hanging out there?
Yeah.
They photoshopped my face onto that. So I don't have black face. I have black body. So there's difference.
We all want black body, trust me.
Yeah.
They're more jacked, more defined, bigger hogs, athletic. Those things that, bigger dicks. They have larger penises. So I don't mind having a black bod.
They have a legit penis shadow. We have a Twizzler shadow.
Do you ever go pee at night and use your cell phone light to go pee, and then if you hold your cell phone with the light facing down where you urinate, it does cast an amazing shadow. So then you kind of manipulate the shadow to make your thing look even bigger on the wall next to you. Anybody else ever? I've never.
I won't tell you the hint or key to that. If you put the light source closer to the shaft, it makes the shadow bigger because it's obstructing it more.
Yeah, you just got to move it around and just get it really big and really well defined, and then take a picture of your shadow. I have done that. I've never sent a penis picture, but I have sent a penis shadow picture. I've been guilty of that. I thought it was so funny, and I did group send it, not to women, but to like several friends of mine, dudes mostly, because I don't know. There's something wrong with me, obviously. Guys, we're going to be jumping right over to Fox FAWKS News here shortly to cover a couple of breaking news points going on. So if you would, right now, smash the subscribe button, hit the ring-a-ding-a-ding bell. If you would give us a 5-star rating and review on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, if every single person did that, we'll be back on the charts. I want to be on the charts for Christmas holiday season, so please. If you've never left a 5-star rating review on Spotify or Apple, it's 100% free. I want to wake up tomorrow to another additional 1,000 ratings and reviews. Now it takes like 24 hours, so probably like tomorrow lunchtime. But anyway, help us out there. Give us the 5-star ratings and reviews. Thank you, Ghostbed. Thank you, Shieldbox. Until next time, guys, guns up and giddy up.
See you.